All of you, welcome back to course Artificial Intelligence. Our today's topic of video is Python implementation of decision tree algorithm. So in the last video we tried to understand what is decision tree algorithm, how it works along with the example. Now in this video we'll see the Python implementation of decision tree algorithm. So in this example what we try to do, we try to apply decision tree algorithm in order to solve a particular problem. So what is a problem? Let's see. So we need to predict that particular person is suffering from diabetes or not. Okay, so obviously it's a classification problem, because based on the given data you need to identify whether given person is suffering from diabetes or not. So in this case two possibilities there, yes and no. That means it's a classification problem, and in order to solve classification problem you can apply decision tree algorithm. So the aim of this particular video is to understand how to solve diabetes prediction problem with the help of decision tree algorithm. So first of all you need to understand what data set I am going to consider for this particular problem. So there is a very famous data set available over the internet, that is open source data set, easily you can obtain from the internet, called as a PIAMA Indians diabetes data set. So this dataset is available in the CSV file, and this dataset consists of total 9 attributes. So first one is pregnant, second one is a glucose level, then blood pressure, skin, insulin, body mass index, pedigree and age, and finally the label. So that what label represent? 1 means what? That person is suffering from diabetes. 0 means what? Person is not suffering from diabetes. 1 represents true, 0 represent false. So our aim is to predict whether person is suffering from diabetes or not. Suppose we say that person is suffering from diabetes 1. So if these are the parameters, if these are the inputs given to the system, then your system can say that yes, the person is suffering from the diabetes. But suppose these are the attributes which you have given. Okay, so suppose you have given these many attributes, then in that case we can say that person is not suffering from the diabetes. That 0 represent false, 1 represent the true. So this is what a data set given to you. Now in this case you may ask question, why we are using decision tree algorithm to solve this particular problem? Can't we solve this problem with the help of if else? Yes, you can solve this problem with the help of if else, but imagine that how many if else condition you can write. Okay, how many if else condition you can write, because in this particular data set I think 739 rows are there. So how many if else conditions you can write? So for that purpose what we need to do, we need to apply a machine learning algorithm. So you can apply other classification algorithm also, but here I am discussing about how to use decision tree algorithm in order to solve this diabetes prediction system. Okay, so I hope you understand this data set. So we can say these are the dependent variable, sorry, these are independent variable, and this label is a dependent. Why label is called as a dependent variable and why these 8 variable called as a independent? Because this label is depend on all these 8 variable. Okay, the value of the label is totally depend upon this 8 variables value. That's why label is called as a dependent variable, and all these variable are called as a independent variable, because they means they are not dependent on any other attributes. So it's very important to identify which is a dependent variable and which is a independent variable in your given data set. So this is what a code, but I will demonstrate this with the help of execution. So I will show you the execution of this, don't worry. So I am going to use the Google Colab. Okay, I am using Google Colab in order to show the demonstration of this particular diabetes prediction system. So I will explain the code, don't worry about this. So this is a code which you have written, just like importing the libraries which is required. As I told you, the 7 steps in the machine learning, that is first what a data set collection, that we have done. Now second step is data pre-processing, but in this case I told you that in case of decision tree algorithm you do not require that much data set preparation or pre-processing, because decision tree algorithm doesn't, the performance of decision tree algorithm doesn't require that much data pre-processing, and in this case missing data as well as the outlier data doesn't affect that much the performance of decision tree. So we have not done this data set means we have gathered the data, but we are not perform any pre-processing operation. Now the next thing is what is the next step of in the machine learning? The next step is a selection of algorithm. So what we have done, we have selected the algorithm called as a decision tree, and this I am explaining over here. Okay, so initially I just imported the library. We are using pandas library. You know that panda is a Python library that is used to deal with the data frames. Okay, whenever you need to deal with the data set, whenever you need to deal with the data frame, at that time you require the pandas. Then here we are using a sklearn library, because see, sklearn is a Python library in which all the machine learning algorithms are present. Means in this case directly we are not implementing the decision tree algorithm from the scratch, because this decision tree algorithm already implemented in a sklearn library. Sklearn is again Python library is there, under which a number of machine learning algorithms are there. That's why I'm importing this from sklearn.tree. Tree is a category under which these different algorithms are there. And what is that? Decision tree classifier. This decision tree algorithm is represented with the name called as a decision tree classifier in the which library? sklearn. Then we are using this sklearn.model selection, print a split, because in this case we need to split your data set into train set and the testing set. Suppose consider that my data set consists of total 100 rows, so I need to split it into different ratio. Let's say 70-30, 70% used for training and 30% for the testing. So in that case there is no specific thumb rule that how to split the data set, but generally we use the 70-30, 80-20. You can change it, not an issue. It's a hyper parameter, you can change it. Okay, you can change it to 70-30, you can change it to 80-20, 75-25, a number of combination you can try. So in order to split your data set, we are using the ready-made function which is also available in a sklearn library, that is a train, test and split. And finally, in order to measure the performance of this algorithm, the performance of this algorithm can be measured in terms of accuracy. So for that purpose again we use sklearn library and import the metrics. So metrics is nothing, performance metric is used to evaluate the performance of given algorithm. This whatever the output that we are getting, how much it is correct, we need to evaluate it. So for this evaluation we are using this sklearn library. So in short I can say in order to demonstrate this I require two library, one is a pandas and second one is a sklearn. Now next thing is that I need to provide the column names. Though here column is there, but I need to provide it appropriately. So I have written column names equals to pregnant, because already we have seen that this is a data set values which I have shown you. So pregnant is an attribute, glucose, then blood pressure, skin, insulin, BMI, pedigree, age. These are the attributes of that particular database. Total 9 attributes are there. So first of all what I will do, I will try to load the data set. My data set is available in the CSV file. So this is what the PIAMA Indians diabetes.csv. My data set is available in the CSV form. I told you that in this case I am using pandas in order to import my data set. Whenever you need to import any particular data set in the form of Excel file, CSV file, at that time pandas data set can be used. So first of all what we need to do, we need to try to load this data set, and this data set is called as a PIAMA Indians diabetes.csv. So what I have done, I have downloaded this data set from internet, and then I just open a Google Colab, and then what I try to do, I try to upload. By using this I can upload. See this data set I have downloaded over here. I can show you, and by clicking the open, that data set get uploaded into my drive, and this is for temporary. I am using a Google Colab in order to execute this. So temporarily I will upload this CSV file into my Google Colab. So this there are two ways to upload. Either you can upload your Google Drive completely, so its benefit is that nothing, no data will be lost. But in this case I have uploaded this data file, CSV file into Google Colab environment. So as soon as I get a log out, this this file will get flushed. So this is a difference, but still I am using over here. Another alternative is what I can load my drive, Google Drive, and then I can fetch this file. Okay, so first of all I need to load the data set. So how can you, by clicking on this, you can copy this path. So this is a path, the content, PMR Indians diabetes.csv. So what I am trying to do here, I am trying to load the dataset over here. Here header equals to none. I am trying to provide this as a my new header, and name equals to column name. So I am trying to providing this as a column name, and this dataset I am going to load into PMR. Okay, and then suppose I need to check the content of my dataset. How can I do this? Let me run this. In order to run this, you just click on this cell so that this part will get run. Then I will load the dataset. Then suppose I need to visualize my dataset. This head function try to visualize top 5 rows from your dataset. Okay, head function is there, tail function is there. So here I am using the head function in order to visualize the top 5 rows from this dataset. So total 739 rows are there in that PMR diabetes dataset. So I have just shown you. So this is the 5 rows. The next thing is what I need to select what will be my dependent variable and what will be my independent variable, because this is called as a feature selection. In case of machine learning algorithm, we have seen that in case of machine learning, manually you need to select the feature. Suppose you are using the concept of deep learning, then in case of deep learning you don't have to select the feature. Your algorithm automatically select this. Again, this is a case where I am telling you what is the difference between deep learning and machine learning. In case of machine learning, feature selection is manual, whereas in deep learning, feature selection is automated. So here what I am trying to do, I try to select the feature or what is my dependent variable and independent variable. I told you that dependent variables is what a label, because the value of the label is depend on this parameter. That's why this is a dependent variable and these are called as an independent variable. So here x will represent the independent variable, y represent the dependent variable. So what I written over there, x equals to feature calls, means all these attributes. I have stored all these attributes in the feature column and thou stored it in the x, and y equals to what? PMR dot label. So this is what the PMR dot label is stored in the y, and rest of the 8 attributes are stored in the x. My x will represent independent variable, where y represent the dependent variable. Means based on the value of x, I need to predict the value of y, that whether person is suffering from diabetes or not. Now the next thing is what? Yes, I will just run this. After that, what I need to do, I need to split my data set, because total 739 rows are there, which I need to split into train and test. So for that purpose, I am going to use this train test split function, which is available in the scikit-learn library. So here what I am tracking, xtrain, xtest, ytrain, ytest. This is for what? X value and y value. X value is a independent, whereas y value is a dependent. Similarly for training set and the test set. Now initially only data set, what we have done, we have divided the into x and y, but now we have divided our data set into 2 parts, train set and test set. Now for training we have x value and y value. Similarly for testing we have x value and y value. That's why here 4 attributes are given: xtrain, xtest, ytrain, ytest, and we are using this function. It randomly split your data set 70% into training and 30% into testing. So for that function I am providing this 2 variable x and y, and here I am specifying the value 0.3. Test size equals to 0.3. That means for testing I am going to use 0.3. 0.3 means 30%. So 70% obviously used for the training purpose. So 70% used for training, 30% for testing. So as I execute this, so my data set gets split into 2 parts. One is a train and test. Now the next thing is what? I need to apply the algorithm. So in this case there are 2 things. Initially in the previous video I talk about 2 important parameter which you can use in order to decide your root node value. Okay, one is a information gain which is having entropy, and second one is a Gini index. So in this case I will show the execution with 2 different things. First of all, without using that